तो हेलो गाइस, मैं हूं सिड, आपका होस्ट एंड दोस्त। आप सभी का स्वागत है मेरे इस चैनल पे सिड स्पोर्ट्स पर। तो हम आ चुके हैं एक नए वीडियो में जिस पे हम मिलेंगे इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम के ट्रेनर से। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
So hello everyone. Now we are with one of the youngest achiever in the field of strength and conditioning, and he is the role model of many fitness trainer. And he has worked with the Indian cricket team, and now he is currently doing his job in National Cricket Academy. And his name is Soham Desai Sir. Hello sir.
Hi, Sid.
So it's very pleasure to meet you here, and we are having a bit of discussion here. So I have some of the questions from me and from the players. So I'm gonna ask you one by one.
Okay.
So let's start with the first question. Like you are working in the field of strength and conditioning. What is an SNC coach mean? Like what work he has, like things like that.
So, in very simple terms, strength and conditioning coach is someone who helps normal athlete, reach his potential
Hmm.
and fulfill his potential best. So, per se, that he is fit, he is able to play, he is able to play day in and day out. But there is a potential, there is his best which he can reach, which he won't know, which is only achieved through scientific and proper training and obviously taking into account where he's coming from, what is his background,
Hmm.
and all those things. So we tend to learn and understand those things and then work with the player to help him achieve his best physically and keeping him fresh and injury free. That's all.
Okay. So I wanna know about both. Like what's difference in these two? Like I don't know about it.
So first of all, the difference between personal training and strength and conditioning is one, which is personal training is like doing general fitness, general well-being, and healthy life, and
Hmm.
strength and conditioning is result oriented. It is called training when you come to strength and conditioning, but you are training to achieve some goals and fulfill some targets which you have set for yourself and for the athletes for the year. So it's like basically driving on the road and driving in F1. That is a difference. So a person who is driving on the road is general. He has to drive safe, reach from A to B, and that's enough.
Hmm.
So, but an F1 driver has to be at a particular speed. He has to overtake people. He has to beat people. Who has to win the race, driving at a particular place, yet being safe and
Hmm.
saving his life. So, personal training and strength and conditioning are like that. When it comes to strength and conditioning, strength is a person's ability to be strong per se, to showcase force, whereas it is absorbing force or generating force, and conditioning is more of a attribute or a quality where a person is conditioned to do particular activity over and over again without, or not without, but reducing the wear and tear or the effort or the damage he causes to the body. So that is the conditioning part of it.
Okay. Now actually I got it. What's the difference in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is ki how SNC coach help in developing the skill and performance of a player through that training?
So, said to keep it very simple, strength and conditioning coach cannot directly say or cannot guarantee that skill part of the athlete or a player can be improved, but
Hmm.
a good SNC coach can definitely guarantee that he will be able to make the player or make the athlete prepare in a manner that he will be able to execute or he will be able to express himself on the pitch better and for a longer period of time and in a much safer environment than if he is not trained. So if you have a particular quality, if you are a good batsman, if you are a good bowler, if you are a good sprinter, with proper strength and conditioning program, you will be able to exhibit and express that quality better when you are playing, when you are showcasing your talent. That's all. So it is not
Oh,
guaranteed, but it is creating the best scenario for the athlete to show what he has got.
okay. Okay, so like you told us about it doesn't take part directly in the skill and performance part, but how in SNC coach help in reaching goal of a person?
Okay, so I will again give you an example. Say if you are a fast bowler and if
Hmm.
your goal is to play for your state or for your team wherever you're playing for
Hmm.
entire season, then my job is to keep you injury free and fresh and relatively uh, there at your peak for entire season. In that, I plan when you will train, when you will rest, what you will eat, how much you will eat, what is good for your recovery, what is not good for you, how much
Okay.
can you take load, how much is enough, when you should take it easy. All those things are planned. So workload, your training program, your recovery program, your peaking program is all planned by the strength and conditioning coach. So that is how I can help you achieve your goal, which is to play for the entire season at your peak. So there will be times in the season where you won't be at 100%, you will be at 80 percentage, but that is also part of the plan to take you through the season, through the whole year. A person cannot play at 100% for 12 months. He has to
Okay.
come to 70%, then he has to go to 100%, then he has to come down to 80%, like that. So all those planning is done by the strength and conditioning coach with the help of physiotherapist and coaches, and the players' goals and everything put in place. A plan is made. So that
Okay.
is how a strength and conditioning coach can help an athlete achieve his goals.
Okay. Okay, so like in a not like in an early age, you have achieved so much. You have been to part of Indian team. You have like right now working in National Cricket Academy. So what you did, which was helpful for you, and can you build a roadmap for the person who wants to become an SNC coach like you?
So, to be really honest with you, said that I never went out. Yes, it is a dream. It is still a dream to work with the Indian team and to help them do better in whatever way I can. But
Hmm.
there has never been a goal that I want to reach that place in this much time or in that much time, even now. So
Hmm.
everything what I've done since 2012, since I started this journey, every decision or every step which I've taken is to make myself better. Whether it was working for free in 2013, 2014 in an international school just so that I can gain that experience. I worked 1 year for free. So I just
Hmm.
used to train kids just for experience. Then I worked in a district association for free again for 4 5 months. Then I got the Gujarat Cricket Association job, which I was getting, meaning well paid for 2 years. But then I thought that no, I need to get even more better. Then I left that job and went back to studying again.
Hmm.
So fortunately, I have always been trying to get better, and my comparison has been with the leaders in this industry in the world, not Indians, because
Okay.
India in strength and conditioning is not at par with the world per se. Yes,
Hmm.
we have many good quality SNCs and potential SNCs who know very good things about Indians,
Hmm.
but when you compare to the world, we are little behind. As to there are no institutes here which gives you undergrad degrees or which has no structured course, so you have to uh, study or read or what do you call, make connections abroad to learn and all. So always I have been chasing that improving and excellence part, and fortunately God has been kind that I got in touch with someone who saw my work and who was impressed with the way I work and what I had to offer, and he roped me in for 2 years to assist him in NCA. So once he left, I was left with being in a little bit of senior role where I was the only person who knew what was happening with the Indian team or what the players have been training, their training program. So I was therefore put in the Indian team to carry forward whatever has been done until they brought in a new guy and all that, and then I am here. And my goal even now and for future is to keep improving. So tomorrow, if I feel that being in NCA is not helping me improve, or I am not able to contribute to where I
Hmm.
am, I will
Hmm.
again decide to move on. So for me, contributing to where I am, contributing to the team where I am, contributing to the people who take my help is very
Hmm.
important, and improving is very important. If for 6 months I have not moved from A to B or I have not improved, that is something wrong in me, or there is something wrong in the place I'm working at. So one of the two has to move on. So I always chase that excellence, and I always chase that little bit better every time I assess myself, which is every 3 4 months, every 2 months, every 6 months. So that has been, I think, the key factor in me reaching wherever I am. And I never think that I have reached some place I was happy when I was in that school interning also. I'm happy now also. Basically, I find joy in helping people, and in that little bit of improvement I get every 2, 3, 4 months or whatever. So I would like to say to any coaches who are taking up this field that do it for the right reason. Don't look at Indian team and start.
Hmm.
Look at helping the athlete who is under you at that moment, and then automatically your journey or your efforts will take you wherever you are destined to reach. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so like you have worked with the school kids in the international school, and
Hmm.
you have also worked with the great players of India team like Virat Kohli and all those peoples.
Yes.
So, how is the like working ethics of those different situations? Is like, what's the difference in these two?
So I felt the difference is only in one thing,
Hmm.
that the international players, they are very much aware, or they are very much motivated to work in a particular way, chasing that particular factor, because they
Hmm.
know what they are working towards or what they are striving to achieve.
Hmm.
Whereas the young kids are equally motivated and equally inspired and equally eager to do things, but they are not sure exactly where they are headed towards, which is
Hmm.
completely okay. At their age, they don't need to know where they are headed towards. But the only thing is that they both will find out whether they are improving or not. So even a kid will know that he has gotten faster or not, he's enjoying or not, he's what do you call, doing things which is making him happy or not. And even the Indian team or international players will know. Yes, they won't show it in emotion, but they will know whether they are being helped or they are not being helped. So that is the thing. So only thing is there is a direction and proper plan when it comes to international teams, and there is a little bit of what do you call, fun element, and 360-degree what do you call, standpoint when it comes to kids who wants to grow in every department. There is no particular roadmap for them.
So, I wanna know from you about the long-term athlete development plan.
So yes, there is a set structure for the long term athletic development plan, which is called the LTAD. There is
Hmm.
a set protocol and set plan which has been followed around the world. But when I have read it and when I have gone through it, I have gone through it for the various countries like Canada, how UK do it, how the British guys do it, how the Australians do
Huh.
it, how the Kiwis do
Hmm.
it. But
Hmm.
what I would say is we have to somehow figure out how it fits into Indian population. Yes,
Okay.
LTAD is a great model, and LTAD is a very robust and very well studied and structured model. But how we can implement it to the Indian kids who are not so physically developed or not so what do you call, outdoor oriented or sporting oriented, because our
Hmm.
culture is not so sporting culture, you can say. Our kids don't grow
Yeah.
up hiking or cycling or playing rugby in the park or all that. Our
Yeah.
kids grow up going to tuition classes, going to movies, eating ice creams, eating
Yep.
sweets on festivals and all that. So for
Yep.
us, it is a very different thing. So for a professional, for a SNC professional or any physical education professional at young age, it is very important to understand how they can fit in that LTAD model to our Indian guys and Indian population. But in to to cut the long story short, you can always have unstructured round overall development model till 14, 15 years of age, where things are not structured. Things, they are playing various kinds of sport, they are
Hmm.
mastering various kinds of movement, they are climbing trees, they are jumping, they are crawling, they are playing multi sport. Like 4 months they play football, 4 months they do swimming, 4 months they do athletics, everything till 14, 15. And then they find out which movement or which attribute they are strong in, and then from 16, 17 they can start to take a direction as to which sport they want to follow or which way they want to go. But doing track and field, this is a key thing for anyone. Doing track and field for 3 to 4 years in your life, from say 11 years to 16, 17 years, if you can do track and field, that will put you at a very different place athletically when you go on
Hmm.
to play any sport. So if you have done track and field for 3, 4 years, in that formative years, it will give you qualities and it will give you movement patterns so sound and so efficient that when you go on to play any sport after 18, it will give you an edge and it will put you at a very different place compared to other kids who have not done track and field. This is what I feel personally.
Okay, so like we are having viewers in our channel, so like the parents who wants to put their kids in sports, and like the athletes or the players who are playing currently sports, what's your message for them?
I think my message for them would be studies and academics is very important part, and which will happen, which will not be taken away. But going with today's age and environment and generation, how things are going, sports will be completely out of the picture in 10 years time.
Hmm.
And physical, if that goes out, that learning, the team building, participation, learning to lose, learning to win, learning to work in a team environment,
Hmm.
planning, all those things will be out with it. So I would
Okay.
suggest them that that 1 or 2 hours of sports every day
Hmm.
should be compulsory and should be encouraged from parents to the kids, irrespective of where they play, whether they are playing on the street, whether they are playing in the club, whether they are playing in their family. But
Hmm.
that competitive part, that sharing, losing, winning, and that feeling of competition, and then that feeling of preparing, that feeling of achieving something is very important. That doesn't happen in academics. Academics, you pick up your books, you study, you prepare for an exam, you get 80, 90, 70, move on to next grade, move on to next grade. That is all fine. But when you are playing a team sport, there is a lot of things involved which help you become a more mature and lead a life in a particular way, which doesn't happen in academics. No exam can teach you that what a sporting environment or what a sport can teach you in 1 2 years of time. Whoever has played sport will know, meaning I don't need to explain it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like thank you so much for your time. Like we are having all the questions done, and like it's been great to have with you and all these questions, and I got so much knowledge. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sid. All the best to you. You are just starting off, but anyway, you are doing a great job. I hope you get many more followers and you go places. All the best.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
So guys, if you find this video helpful for you, please share with your friend, लाइक कर दो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो, एंड सोहम सर का डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक मिल जाएगा, तो जाके उन्हें वहाँ फॉलो कर दो, सिक्स स्पोर्ट्स पर को भी फॉलो कर दो. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग.